Hello, everybody. Welcome to the private page, right? Truly Living with Lisa Rose. So I'm so happy that you're here. Some of you are going to see this live, and it's also going to be uploaded. So if you didn't catch it live, you'll be able to see the recording and still post in the comments, and I'll check back in and make replies and all of that. So I wanted to talk today about diving deep into you, feelings first. And I've been thinking a lot about this because I'm, in my mind, starting to plan 2017, both personally and from a business perspective. And since 2014, I have been making my plans and setting my goals around how it is that I desire to feel, rather than making a list of things that I would like to accomplish. And so it's a feelings first approach to goal setting. You know, most of us make our plans and we set our goals and we work really hard to achieve them. Whatever happens to be on our list is what we're going after. And we've been trained to work really hard, to reach that goal. And it's once we have reached the goal, then, and only then, we get to experience the feelings associated with the achievement. If we don't reach our goal, we don't get that feeling. We only get it if and when we reach the goal. And after I took a course called the Desire Map, I changed all that up, right? So, this is what I'm introducing to you, a different way of thinking about how to organize your life and make your goals according to how it is that you really want to feel. So imagine, what if you could have the feelings that you desire to have in your life first, and then you align all your plans and all your choices and all your decisions with whatever it is that's going to give you more of those feelings that you desire. Wow, doesn't that sound great? It can actually happen. And I know because I've been through the process, being, the A-type personality, overachiever, making the list with a million things on it, hoping that I would be able to reach everything if I worked really hard. And then I had this momentary satisfaction, and then it's gone on to the next thing on the list. Once I changed that up and changed the concept of how I was organizing my thoughts and my life around how I desired to feel, everything changed for me. So what I'm talking about is a concept, right, that you can find in the Desire Map. What's the Desire Map? It's a book that was written by a woman named Danielle Laporte that kind of took the world by storm, and it's grown exponentially since then. And for the last couple of years, I've been a Desire Map workshop facilitator. But I want you to take some time now to think about what it is that you want to feel in your life. And just to break this down, just start with one area. Maybe it's in your relationships, familial, loving relationships, friendships, acquaintances, work relationships, that big bag of relationships. Maybe it's in your career or your lifestyle or your body and health. Maybe it's in the realm of creativity. It could be community. It could also be your realm of spirituality, the essence of who you are, whatever it is. But don't think of it all at one time. Just think about an area that you're just not as happy with as you could be. Just take a moment to think about what that is for you. I can tell you it's going to be the first thing that dropped into your mind just now. Try not to overanalyze it. Try not to come up with the right answer. Try not to accomplish too much in our few minutes here together. But think about what area it is. So if you got that, if you got the area, okay. Now, I want you to think about what is it that's not working for you in that area. And again, you don't have to be right or wrong. I just want you to feel. And you might not even be able to put a word to it yet, right? But you can feel what it is that is not working for you. And then you can become a little more specific and say, what is it that you're dissatisfied with in that realm of relationships or career, or whatever the topic was that you chose to focus on. What is it that you're dissatisfied with? And just hold that and feel that for a minute. Feel it in your body and in your mind and in your heart. Then I want you to flip it and think about what is working for you broadly. What is working for you in your relationships or your career, your lifestyle, your body, your health, your creativity, your spirituality, your community, whatever that segment was. In those areas that are working, that you love about those segments of your life. So what is it that you're grateful for? And feel that closely. What does that feel like when you feel good about that particular segment of your life? So have you got those two feelings down, sort of, at least initially? And notice how you feel when you talk about these two opposites. In your mind, you're thinking about them, so that qualifies as talking, right? Your inner voice. Notice how you feel when you talk about these two opposites. Now I want you to go back to the dissatisfaction that you feel, and try to come up with some words to describe it. It doesn't have to be a lot of words, maybe one or two words that you could write down or you could hang on to describe your dissatisfaction and what that feels like. Because we're talking about feelings. I feel unhappy. I feel disillusioned. I feel disappointed. I feel left wanting more. I feel like there's a hole. I feel like, is this all there is? I feel, what is it for you, right? So we're talking about feelings, not, I don't like it when this person does this, right? That's what they're doing. That's not how you're feeling. Okay. Now let's go with gratitude. Okay, what words would you describe when you feel good? You feel gratitude. You're grateful for aspects of your life, particularly in the realm that we're talking about here. So think about that for a minute. What words would you use? We're looking for words, again, that describe our feelings. We feel love, or we feel happy. We feel whole. We feel satisfied. We feel connected. What is it for you? And just think about that for a moment. And it doesn't have to be a lot of words, just, a couple of words about what that feels like for you. And then we boil that down to the really big question. I would say it's the question of desire mapping. Is the whole concept revolves around one question. And the question is, how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? This is where you need to take the deep dive into you to discover how it is that you really want to feel. And I think we've been conditioned, particularly those of us who are in female incarnations this time, and sometimes for men too, but we tend to default towards how we're supposed to feel, How am I supposed to feel as a woman? How am I supposed to feel as a father? How am I supposed to feel as a mother? How am I supposed to feel as a family member? How am I supposed to feel as a collaborative partner in business? And instead, we're always working with this land I call supposta. And I used to live in supposta 100%. I was the A student, the good girl, that whole thing till I was about 14, frankly. And then I gave it up, because it wasn't bringing me more of how I wanted to feel. So I was sort of ahead of my curve there. But use this as a warning. You might be simply repeating how you think you're supposed to feel. Most of us do. If you find that you're doing that, get that list down and throw it out. And then you'll be free to say, okay, how is it that I really want to feel? And you can start really digging deep. It's like an onion, unfolding, and now, okay, is that how I really want to feel? How do I want to feel? Is that how I really want to feel? How do I want to feel? You keep digging. And eventually what happens, and sometimes it happens quickly, sometimes it takes some time, you get this little ping in your heart space. And that's the ring of truth. Truth for you, right? So that you're truly living you, like I'm truly living me, right? It's different for everybody. So let me give you an example from my life. Now, the area that I'm picking today is relationships. So the words that I would use to describe my dissatisfaction are disappointment, sadness, a feeling of being unsafe, with them or in their presence or with their energy. And for me, as an intuitive, because I'm an intuitive, I'm always looking at vibration. Disappointment, sadness, feeling unsafe, for me, is a negative vibe, right? So I often am feeling that negative vibe coming at me before I even feel the sadness, the disappointment, or the feeling of being unsafe, right? Over time, when you really get in touch with your feelings, which are also part of your intuitive instrument, which is your body. Your body is your intuitive instrument, right? And there is a correlation with feelings on an intuitive level that is guiding you. It's also, right, the way to describe emotions and experiences. But for me, right, that vibe's negative. If I flip that and I say, what am I grateful for in so many of my relationships? And luckily for me, I have more of the grateful part than I have the dissatisfied part. You might find that as well for yourself. The words that I would use to describe that gratitude are safe, happy, a sense of community, respect. I feel respected. Fun, right? I'm feeling and having fun. Love, connection. And for me, these sensations, these emotions, these feelings are positive vibrations for me. I can feel them coming before I have the fun, before I feel the love, before I'm happy. Although generally I'm a very happy person. All of that, right? So safe, happy, community, respect, fun, love, connection. Those are positive vibrations for me. So my core desired feelings in relationships for this year are those words, right? So in the desire map or the desire map process, we're coming up or we're trying to dig deep, to excavate, discover, uncover, put on the front of the stage how it is we really want to feel, right? So the term that they use, they being practitioners of desire mapping, are what's called core desired feelings. And it's how we align and arrange everything. And of course, they can change. They can change day to day. They can change week to week. They can change year to year as you get closer in touch with your feelings. So for me, my core desired feelings in the area of relationships this year is safe, happy, the sense of community, respect, fun, love, connection, and these positive vibrations. I want more of that in my life this year. That's what I want to feel this year in the realm of my relationships. Now, when I explore my career or if I explore health or my physical body or my spirituality, my core desired feelings, the words, will probably be different. Sometimes they're not. Going through this process for several years, I have found that even as I go through additional segments in my life to try to discover how I want to feel, oftentimes the same words start coming up, and I really can hone it almost my whole life down to how it is that I want to feel, and then have some details that might be slightly different. So the way that I'm going to use my core desired feelings to create some goals, the practical application of this, I'll share with you. And I'll give you a real life example here. And, life's in the details. So let me share with you that my inbox, my email inbox, it contains a forwarded email to me, again, from a family member that has very often a bully mentality, right? And this person won't stop sending me these types of emails even after I have asked this person to stop. I think it's 3 or 4 times now. So what's happening is I get that negative vibe I don't want to feel just by seeing this person's name in the lineup of my inbox, right? So I'm already getting a negative vibe. I'm already getting how I don't want to feel before I've even taken any action. And yet I open this email because I want to be respectful. I sort of want to give what it is that I want to receive. So I open it because I want to be respectful, and I hope that this time it will be positive. And it's not. And this choice to open up the email from this person, again, my choice, brings me more of the feeling that I don't want in my life. It's like I got hammered again, you know? And it's to the point now where I feel it coming, and I'm going to catch myself. So my goal in relationships is to feel safe and happy, a sense of community, respect, fun, love, connection, and positive vibes in relationships. So as hard as it might be for me to let go or change the boundaries I have with friends and family, I'm going to do it so I get more of what I want to feel in my life every day in relationships. All right? So I'm faced with this decision in the goals that I have for myself on how I want to feel, and this is what I'm working on in relationships. So how will I do this? First, I'm going to witness how I feel. And as one of my favorite quotes is from Maya Angelou, Dr. Maya Angelou, the late, great Dr. Maya Angelou, who says, and I'm paraphrasing, when people show you who they are the first time, believe them. And so often we neglect what we're shown and the feelings that we get when we're shown. And we keep giving them the second chance and the third chance and the fourth chance. And we have self-doubt and we wonder, gee, is it us? Instead of believing them, right? So you have to witness how you're feeling and believe your feelings, because this is not lying to you. Maybe this is lying to you, right? Your thinking mind, your ego, the one that's trying to constantly pirate your ship. But your body and your heart space, they are not lying, ever. So pay attention to how it is that you're feeling, right? And even when your mind tries to take that over, get rid of that part of it and say, wait a second. Let me name what it is that I'm feeling, and does that line up with how I desire to feel? And then you can be making your choices. So when I'm faced with a decision now in relationships, I'll choose what will bring me more of these core desired feelings that I want. So how does this look practically? Practically speaking, and this is sticking with this same example with the relationships and the emails and the boundaries, I'm not opening those forwarded emails, and instead I'm going to instantly place them in the trash and relegate them to my spam folder. And I'm going to withdraw my energy from any and all negative relationships. I'm not going to have a showdown. I'm not going to ask, what the F is going on here. I'm just going to withdraw. Going to take my energy back and respect myself enough to do it, right? And I can either let go of those negative relationships, or I can, for me, in my space, through my decision process, redesign the boundary, change the boundary, stretch the boundary, make the boundary different, right? And if I decide to reach out and have a conversation, which over the last couple of months I've done with a few people, sometimes that's been a beautiful experience and sometimes it wasn't. But there's, ways that you can try to renegotiate that territory. But the bottom line is, how do you feel? And is that how you want to feel? And if you don't want to feel that way, you make the change rather than trying to get them to change, right? And keep in mind what other people think about you is really none of your business. I know that sounds harsh, but think about it for a minute. When we worry about what other people are thinking, we end up trying to align ourselves to get that sort of gratification so that we end up being their version of us instead of our version of us. And our version is the true version. So we have to stick with who are we and how do we want to feel? What is our truth? And radiate that. And then we will draw to us everything that not only supports that, but is also in alignment with it. And that's how you create a really happy life. So I'll be saying no to interacting with those negative relationships so that it gives me more time to say yes to the positive relationships, the ones that instantly give me more of how it is that I want to feel. And oftentimes they're coming from unexpected places. You might think that those are going to come for your family because, families, what do they say? Blood is thicker than water. Not true. When you really are paying attention to who it is that you can be aligned with, it might not be that particular cast of characters. So there's others that will start to come forward. You pay attention to them. Wow. Here's someone who is interested in having a relationship with me. I feel good, around this person. In my case, it would be there's respect, there's connection, there's fun, there's love, there's happiness. I feel safe, feel good. It's a positive vibration. And I want that in my life. So when it's easy, and here's a word, right? Easy. When it's easy, it's right. That's how it feels for me. When it's easy, it's right. So the desire map process, which I've just been talking about, which I've been using for years, it's a feelings-based approach to making choices, setting goals, and creating your life. So if you feel like that's something you'd like to know maybe a little more about, last night I was thinking about this. I thought, how could I take you deeper if you're interested? And I thought, I think I'll have an event called the Desire Map Online Party. I'm a good party planner. So I'm going to have a Desire Online Party. And I think I'm going to do this. I wrote it down in my calendar. It's December 28th, 7 to 8:30. That's going to be California time. I'll record it. So if you want to sign up for it, if you missed the live recording, you could listen to it again. It's going to be free. I was thinking I could possibly open it up and make it a public event, and I'll have to do that on some sort of platform that's like an iTeleconference or something like this, which I'll figure out what it is, and I'll post the link here, and I'll post it all over the place. But I think it's going to be 90 minutes, and I'm going to include in that one more specifics, more warming up exercises to sort of really get you to unfold. There'll be some meditation. There might also be a couple of tools to tap into your intuitive abilities better as you're gauging and working with your emotions. And the other opportunity, well, this is an in-person opportunity I'm having in Orange County, California. I'm going to have it in my home. I love the home retreats. They're just so much fun. It's called New Year, New You, a Desire Map workshop. It's January 6th, which is a Friday evening, and then all day the 7th. And then I'm going to have a short follow-up on the 28th for those that need additional support, where you're going to go through the whole process. Now, that's a workshop, almost a day-and-a-half workshop. And I'll post the link for those of you that are in Orange County that might be interested. So other than that, I feel you. I am so happy that you're here today. Thank you for being here with me. And thanks to everybody else for joining me here live or on the recording. And if you found this valuable, go ahead and, like it, share it, leave a comment. And I wish you a great, wonderful day or evening. And thanks so much. I appreciate you. Aloha. Bye for now.